Check. Check. Thank you. Check. Check. Good morning, everybody. There's a small announcement. Honorable Minister will be here in 10 minutes. We request everybody to please follow your COVID protocols. He's stuck a little bit with the central ministry on a small call. So he'll be here very shortly. Please enjoy the afternoon. We'll be beginning shortly. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you all to please settle down. Honorable Minister is here. We'll be starting shortly. Thank you. We request everyone to please keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We request everybody to kindly take your seats. We'll be playing a couple of videos to set the context for this event. Once again, please keep your mobile phones on silent mode and follow COVID protocols.
Trying to predict the future is a discouraging and hazardous occupation. If by some miracle a prophet could describe the future exactly as it was going to take place, his predictions would sound so absurd, so far-fetched, that everybody would laugh him to scorn. Only if what I tell you appears absolutely unbelievable have we any chance of visualizing the future as it really will happen. The only thing we can be sure of about the future is that it will be absolutely fantastic.
It's 3 wide. Mighty from mortality. Yes, yes. Nick de Vries wins the first race. And wins the Romy Group. The first podium for Mahindra. There's another lap. De Vries wins.
Lovely drive length, lovely drive length.
He takes it now. Oh!
Good afternoon, namaskaram, buenos tardes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Shivani Sen, and on behalf of Government of Telangana State, India, I welcome Formula E, all the dignitaries present today and the respected members of the media to the signing of letter of intent between Telangana State, FIA Formula E and Greenco. Let's hear a huge round of applause for this occasion. I request everyone to please keep your mobile phones on silent mode, and once again, please follow COVID protocols. Before we begin, I'd like to invite Additional Director, Electric Vehicles and Energy Storage Systems, Government of Telangana, and my co-host this afternoon, Dr. S.K. Sharma, to please join me on the dais.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome to all of you to this LOI signing ceremony, which is being facilitated by Government of Telangana. The question which would come to a lot of our people's mind would be, what is the difference between Formula 1 and Formula E? While Formula 1 showcases hybrid races with internal combustion engines powered by fossil fuel, Formula E is an all-electric event which gels with the state's vision of leading India in going green. And at the same time, it also gels with our vision of ensuring that there is sustainability and longevity for the planet. In addition to this, the event, therefore, is a small step towards fulfilling the vision of our Honorable Chief Minister of ensuring sustainability for the planet.
Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to invite our dignitaries on the stage. I invite Director, Electronics, Electric Vehicles and Energy Storage Systems with IT ENC Department, Government of Telangana, Managing Director, Telangana Fiber Grid Corporation and CEO of T-Works, Shri Sujay Karampuri. Let's give him a huge round of applause. And I request Dr. Sharma to please welcome him with a live plant representing life, harmony and new beginnings. Thank you, sir. I now invite Shri Kiran Govada, Consultant and Advisor for Sports and Information Technology. Being associated with FIFA World Cup, he has been traveling across the globe and is a strong proponent of Telangana's growth in EV sector. We request you to please join us on the stage. And I request Sujay sir to please hand over the welcome plant to Shri Govada. I invite Mr. Akhil Reddy, Director, Megha Engineering, Street Circuit Facilitator, to please join us on the dais. And I request Sujay sir to please hand over the welcome plant. Thank you, sir. I invite Chief Executive and Managing Director, Greenco, Shri Anil Kumar Chalmasetti, to please join us on the dais. And I request Shri Akhil Reddy sir to hand over the welcome plant. Thank you, sir. I invite Special Chief Secretary to Municipal Administration and Urban Development and Commissioner Information and Public Relations, Government of Telangana, Shri Arvind Kumar IS, to please join us on the stage. And I request Anil sir to kindly hand over the welcome plant. I now invite on stage Honorable Minister for Industries and Commerce, IT, Electronics and Communications, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Shri KT Rao sir, and I request Sujay sir to kindly present the welcome plan to Honorable Minister. Welcome, sir. I invite on the dais Mr. Alberto Longo, co-founder and Chief Championship Officer, Formula E, to please join us, and request Honorable Minister to kindly present the welcome plant representing life, harmony and new beginnings. And now I invite on the dais Mr. Dilbagh Gill, CEO and Team Principal, Mahindra Racing, to please join us on the stage, and I request Sujay sir to kindly hand over the live plant. off, Namaste. It's a word used as a customary greeting in India. It means I bow to the divine in you. So today I begin this day by folding my hands and saying Namaste to all of you.
We also invite Mr. Malsur Garu, MD, TS, MDC. Please run it, sir. I'll bring it. Yeah, clear. It's coming. Yes.
Welcome to all the dignitaries. And as is our tradition in our country, before we begin something new, we light a ceremonial lamp and take the blessings of God Almighty. I request all the dignitaries on the stage to kindly step forward and light the ceremonial lamp. And as we light the ceremonial lamp, we say a small prayer in Sanskrit. Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhan sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, deepa jyoti namostute, which means I bow to the light which brings prosperity, good health and abundance of wealth. I bow to the light which removes all the darkness of ignorance and negativity. Sir Arthur C. Clarke had once said, "The only thing we can be sure of about the future is that it will be absolutely fantastic." Right now, the world is crying out for change, and we need to be the beacon of optimism and a powerful force for accelerating that change. And today, we take a small step towards the future. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. Namaskaram. I am Shivani Sen, the host for this event, and on behalf of Government of Telangana State, I welcome all of you in this afternoon for the signing of letter of intent between Formula E, Greenco and Telangana State. We thank all of you for taking time out for this event.
I come from the armed forces background, and as a part of the sequence, we were supposed to have the video. So let's play both the videos once again for the people who have not watched it properly, or also to motivate Telangana and Formula E to go in at a faster pace towards these races. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Sri Sujay Karampuri, Director Electronics, Electric Vehicles and Energy Storage Solutions, Government of Telangana, also the MD T-Fiber and CEO T-Works for his welcome address.
Thank you. Respected Honorable Minister Shri KT Ramarao Garu, Special Chief Secretary MOU Shri Arvind Kumar Garu, Co-founder and Chief Championship Officer Alberto Longo, and the rest of the dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to this particular event, which we believe is a key step towards something, long-term vision of Telangana, where we want to position ourselves as the EV hub for India. And also we believe that this particular event is going to be one of the flagship events for the state. Formula E is little unknown to the people, but it's mostly followed by younger generations. And we have a small bet going on, which we say that Formula E is one day going to eclipse in terms of its popularity the Formula One. It's just bound to happen. When is the question? So as a state, we are vying for this, to host this. So today what we are doing is we are signing a letter of intent, which is facilitated by the government of Telangana and promoted by Greenco, and with Formula E team here signing the agreement, which makes Hyderabad a official candidate host city. What it means is we are a candidate host city, and in the next 90 days, or much earlier than that, we are going to sign a formal agreement by which we become the host city. The speed at which we have moved, I was just speaking to Alberto, and he said that this is unprecedented, and this is the first time a city has moved so fast in such a short period of time. From the time, I think Dilbag and we had a call, to him meeting the minister was a week, and from the time he met the minister to today is less than a month. And today we have the Formula E team here looking at the circuit, the racetrack in Hyderabad. And the racetrack that is a contender racetrack is close to our secretariat, close to the Telugu Talli flyover, and it is about 2.3 kilometers, and which will be overlooking the Hussain Sagar Lake. So right now, just to give you a perspective, there are about 12 cities already doing this, per each season. There are almost 60 cities vying for it, 24 really strongly vying for it, and Hyderabad is now one of the candidate host city. So we believe that the speed at which we are moving as a city, I think we will complete all the formalities, and we should have a season race anywhere from November 2022 to between February 23. So that would be an achievement for us as a city and state. Thank you very much, and I'll leave the floor to everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have with us Shri Dilbag Gill, CEO and Team Principal, Mahindra Racing. Mr. Gill is a well-known figure in the Formula E paddock and has been the CEO and Team Principal of Mahindra Racing team since ahead of its inaugural season in 2014-15. As one of the 10 founding teams and the only Indian team to compete in the ABB FIA Formula E Championship, Mr. Gill has built his team from ground up, which has led to multiple race victories and podiums. Let us put our hands together as I invite Mr. Gill to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you. Namaskaram. Shri KTR Garu, my friend Alberto, Shri Arvind Kumar ji, Shri Anil Garu, Akhil Garu, Sujay Garu, Maleswar Garu, and last but not the least, Kiran, who's been a part of it. I want to tell you a small story. I started with Formula E right from the first day when the sort of championship started. We put up a team. We went on 13th of September 2014 to Beijing for the first race, which was raced around the Olympic Stadium, the Bird's Nest Stadium, an iconic building. Mr. Mahindra was there, there were a few other people, and from that moment, there was a burning desire in me. I want to race in front of my home country one day. I want to race in a city in my home country, When will I get the opportunity? Okay, with the permission, when will I get the opportunity to race in my country? And that burning desire kept on. We raced for 88 races around the world. We went to South America, North America, Europe, all the iconic cities. And then it sort of came together. One day, I was speaking to Kiran, my friend here, and I said, Kiran, we need to get a race in India. He said, you should think about Hyderabad and Telangana. I said, why Hyderabad and why Telangana? He said, this is a state which is showing innovation, which is showing growth, and which has an affinity for electric mobility. I said, fantastic. So he immediately introduced me to Sujay, and I think we spoke on a video call, and within 1 week, Sujay got me down just before my Christmas holidays to meet with Shri KTR Garu. It was his anniversary day. I disturbed him, and we said, that was 18th of December, and we said, okay, let's try and get a race out here. So I'm really pleased, first and foremost, that we will have an opportunity soon to race in front of our own country in our own colors, and that's something which is really important. The second part of this thing is, why electric mobility? Why Formula E? Why are we doing this? It's very relevant. The technologies with which we race today are going to be in one of your cars tomorrow. And the time it takes from what we race to what it goes into a race car to a road car is only 18 months compared to maybe 6 years in petrol cars. So that's the relevance what we're looking out here and thing. Mahindra itself went from making the E2O from Reva to making the world's fastest electric car, which you sell for more than $2 million internationally over a period of 6 years. And that's the impact of what we are learning out here to make some of the best products in the world. That's why it's relevant. The third part of it is sustainability. We're talking about the future. The future has to be there for us and for the next generations to come. And I'm really pleased out here that we are having a special partner led by Greenco, which has the same ideals as all of us in terms of sustainability. While we do business, we need to do good business. And I think that's something which is going to come out here in this perfect partnership in terms of sustainability, etc. The last but not the least part of it's city racing. And I'm really pleased that, okay, we have raced in Monaco, we've raced in Paris, Rome, etc. And when we went down for a walk around the proposed track in Hyderabad, it was really amazing. And I'm really pleased that with the support of Anil Garu and the Racing Promotions Limited, we are going to have a world-class track out here. They're going to bring in the infrastructure from around the world to make sure that Hyderabad has a world-class track. We're not going to be less than anyone else. And right now, maybe I would like to show a small video which starts in Monaco and will end in Hyderabad. So we race on city streets. So this is a city. We have blocked the streets. We are in the middle of a town. The races are going on. The cars are struggling with each other. They're banging into each other. It's quite active racing in a sense because 24 cars on a small street, it really makes for good racing, active racing. At the same time, it's not very noisy. So families can come out. These are electric cars. These cars go up to 280 kilometers per hour on these small, narrow streets. So you're going to see something amazing. And now, welcome Hyderabad.
The state of Telangana and the new Hyderabad street circuit. The 2.4-kilometre circuit winds its way through the streets of Lumbini Park alongside the Hussain Sagar Lake, with 8 challenging turns on a layout designed to promote close slipstreaming and overtaking. The first straight heading up towards Turn 1 will be an area to look out for in particular, especially at the start of the race on lap 1, where the cars will be bunched close together going into this tight hairpin, which leads onto another straight and turns 2 and 3. This sequence is all about precision, brushing the curbs before heading underneath the National Highway 44 flyover. Turn 5 is the last major overtaking opportunity on the lap, so expect to see lots of late lunges and cutbacks here as the cars jostle for position heading to the final couple of corners, preparing for another lap.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've done our simulation and we think this is going to be one of the faster tracks. It's going to be a real action-filled track and we can't wait to come racing out here. So once again, we are looking forward and especially as a representative of Mahindra Racing, looking forward to singing Janagana Mana and lifting some trophies here in Hyderabad when you can race against the world out here. Looking forward to that. Thank you everyone again for having us here. We are very, very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gill. That fills us with pride as an Indian as well as a Telanganite. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alberto Longo, co-founder and chief championship officer, Formula E World Championship. For the past 10 years, Alberto is already here, so I'm going to tell you about Alberto in a few minutes. Let's give him a huge round of applause.
Are you too early? Sorry. Good morning everyone. Namaste. First of all, why are we here today? I think it's very important to remark. We are announcing. Oh, can I take it out? Perfect. So we are announcing Hyderabad as an official candidate city for the season 9 at Formula E. This is massive, and why I'm saying this is because only 28 days ago is the first time that I received a call from Dilbag saying there is an opportunity in India, or not even that. You told me, let me look into an opportunity in India, and that was literally 29 days ago. As you were mentioning before, I mean, I've never seen an speed to take decisions like the one I have seen in Hyderabad and in the state of Telangana this year. And that obviously has someone behind that takes those decisions so quickly, or there is a group of people that take those decisions that quickly. And here's when we come and talk to or about Sri KTR, which is, listen, thank you so much. Again, I've never seen such a speed on taking these sort of decisions. You can clearly see your vision, the way you execute things, and I was surprised by the videos. I mean, the second biggest producer of electricity, of clean energy in the country, in such a country like India, which is hats off. I think it's incredible. Same to you, Anil. I think your company, Greenco, I mean, being, I think, the third biggest company in the sector in India in such a short period of time. I think people like you, is the one who make things possible. And we really thank you for hosting us today. As I mentioned before, we're just announcing that we are a candidate city, but we're soon to be an official city in the calendar of Formula E. So let's hope that happens very soon, and that we can actually enjoy a race here in Hyderabad in the months to come. Hopefully it will be in between the month of December and the month of March, December 2022 and month of March of 2023. So again, thank you all. I wanted to take this opportunity to invite you to see and experience a race in Riyadh, which is the first race of the season. It's going to happen in the next 10 days, so it's not this weekend, but the following weekend. So please, it will be my honor to host you there. And obviously, any of you who want to join, more than happy to welcome you there as well. So that's about it for me. Thank you so much, and let's keep the finger crossed. Let's have this attitude which made us be here today, and I'm sure with that attitude we will get the final agreement done, and finally we will be able to have a race here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Longo. As humble as he is, I'd like to still introduce him to the members of the media and people present here. Mr. Longo, for the past 10 years, has poured his energy into building the world's first all-electric street racing championship. It was through searching for new challenges that lawyer and investment consultant Alberto Longo came to motor racing 20 years ago. His first project in motorsport was the purchase of Formula One TV rights with his business partner Alejandro Agag But their biggest and most important dream was to create Formula E. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a huge round of applause for Alberto Longo. Thank you so much, sir. And now this is the time that we all came here together for the signing of the letter of intent. I request the signatories to please step forward and sign and exchange the letter of intent. Congratulations to all the participants of the signing document. This is a landmark agreement. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me a minute to introduce our Honorable Minister to the gathering. Shri KT Rama sir, Honorable Minister for Information Technology, Industries and Commerce, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Telangana State. Okay.
Thanks. Thank you, Shivani. Thanks for doing the honors. Alberto, thank you for coming to Hyderabad on a short notice. Thank you very much also for considering to bring Formula E to Hyderabad. Thank you to you and the entire team. And a big, big thanks to Dilbag and Kiran for making this happen. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for this quick turnaround. Arvind Garu, Malsoor Garu, Sujay, Akhil, and of course, the principal promoter of this event, the arrangement between Formula E and Government of Telangana, Greenco, Anil Garu. Thank you very much for coming forward to enthusiastically support the initiative, enthusiastically promoting our city, our state. Thank you very much for coming forward. Firstly, I think the gentlemen from Formula E, the entire team, for their quick response to us, they deserve a huge round of applause from all of us. Because as Sujay was mentioning, in fact, the competition is immense. People all over the world, cities all over the world, actually want Formula E to race in their city, and they compete with each other. So there's only one Indian city that actually could potentially be on the map, and that is now, officially we are on the candidate list. So therefore, I hope fervently and sincerely that the race will happen in Hyderabad between November of this year and, as Alberto put it, possibly February, March of next year. Looking forward to that, because of course everything today's world depends on the pandemic and how things happen, etc., etc. So therefore, we're keeping that bit of cushion. But I'm very confident, very hopeful that we will see a brilliant race happen right here in our own city, because we have everything in place. Now just quickly, let me point to a few other things that I think are important. The whole world, in fact, is right now, what we get to hear, especially in the last few decades and last few months and last few weeks, more particularly when it comes to sustainability, is the commitment of various nations, various cities, various states towards sustainability, towards green. In fact, as you all know, our Honorable Prime Minister as well actually committed to making India net zero by 2070 in the recently held COP26. Now, my friend here, Anil, in fact, we were speaking about a few years ago, and he said There was a mantra, the 3D mantra, as they called it during the manufacturing era: define, design, deliver. But now the new 3D mantra, what he was espousing and what he was telling me is, digitize, decarbonize, and decentralize. I think that is the way the world is headed today. And in fact, yesterday when we were speaking about this event, he told me possibly we need to tweak it a bit more, and we need to say, after the pandemic especially, when the whole world is starting to relook at their strategies, especially with respect to industrialization, I think what is also happening is a reindustrialization, a disruption through decarbonization. If you look at how the automobile industry particularly has changed over the last few years, I think what's very, very evident is the advent of EVs, the whole idea of decarbonizing, the whole idea of reducing vehicular pollution, reducing industrial pollution, and how to make our planet more and more sustainable, more and more efficient for our children, for the future generations. Well, we all know our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri KTR Garu, takes environment extremely seriously and extremely, it has got immense importance to him. In fact, Telangana, as was pointed out in the video that was shown before, has done extremely well in the last 7.5 years when it comes to our energy challenges, meeting our energy challenges. In fact, our electricity output grew 4-fold in the last 7 years. But most importantly, I think the point that we need to focus on is 20% of this is actually coming today from solar, from green energy, which I think is a laudable effort considering the size of Telangana geographically. Because there are far bigger states in India in terms of geography, in terms of size. But beating all of them, coming to the second rank or usurping the second position in producing green energy is something truly a testimony to the Honorable Chief Minister and his leadership. And the flagship program of our Honorable Chief Minister, because he always reminds us, especially as Industry Minister, whenever I interact with him, he reminds us that industrial expansion is important, but it cannot be at the cost of environment. Therefore, he has launched a massive program of greening called as the Haritaharam, which literally translates into a green necklace for Mother Earth. That's what it translates into. And through this program, in the last 7.5 years, we have been able to plant, you would not believe this, Alberto, but you can definitely check it. We've been able to plant more than 2 billion saplings in Telangana, and more than 85% of these have survived, taking our green cover to a massive increase of 632 square kilometers in the last 2 years alone. And today, in fact, I'm happy to also share with you another reason why Hyderabad should be a host city for Formula E is because we are the city in the country, in India, that tops on highest greening in the last decade. Our green cover grew by 147%. So therefore, you said you've been to Delhi. You said you've been to Delhi before. We've crossed Delhi, we've beaten Mumbai, we've beaten Bangalore, we've beaten Chennai. I think we are that city that truly can claim to be a city that focuses on greening, to be a city that focuses on sustainability. Therefore, a most logical, natural choice to host Formula E as well. And I also wanted to point out a couple more things. Our EV policy, our electric vehicle and storage policy, moving away from fossil fuels to EVs, is something that we take very, very seriously. And it's one of the most progressive, most forward-looking policies launched in the country, and a great step, a great forward step towards creating a clean, green, sustainable environment for ourselves and, like I pointed out, to our future generations as well. There will be a day, in the not so distant future, where almost every vehicle driven by all of us, in fact, will be an electric vehicle. This is bound to happen whether we like it or not. This is only because I think, like I pointed out, governments across the world, people across the world have now come to the realization that climate change is real. What is happening is real, therefore we need to also start acting and start really delivering on the promise. We are going to also witness a revolution of electric vehicles in India. And Telangana state, in fact, wants to be the epicenter of this revolution, of this activity, and we want to be at the forefront, leading the entire country. So therefore, why Formula E? Why Telangana is so keen to have him here? Is because I understand that Formula E from the FIA family is one of the fastest growing sports among the world. Its viewership, in fact, is more than half of Formula One and is increasing every year quite rapidly in the last 8 seasons. Probably by the end of this decade, its popularity may be equal to that of Formula One. In fact, Formula E promotes electric mobility and renewable energy solutions, and that's where I see a great fit between Greenco and the FIA family. It also brings together the leaders of automotive industry who have pioneered the electric vehicle transition, such as Nissan, Jaguar, Porsche, Mercedes, Audi, BMW and Maserati, and most significantly our own team led by Dilbagh Gill, our Mahindra Racing, our pride of India. Now, Dilbagh, I've heard that you guys stood third in Berlin, but I think with home advantage in Hyderabad, you might actually be the champions. You might have a podium finish. So I wish you all the very best, and let's hope that in Hyderabad, with all the home crowd cheering for you in India, I hope we'll actually do much better than what you've done in Berlin. Now, today we signed an agreement to be the candidate host city, but I'm very hopeful and very confident that we will be hosting the race. And we also want to ensure that around this race, whenever the dates are announced, we want to ensure that around this race, when we join the leagues of Rome, Paris, London, Hong Kong, New York, Berlin, Monaco, among all the other 18 cities, we also want to ensure that the city's image, the social infra, the city's image also, in fact, is given a huge fillip because of this event. We also will want to promote more awareness around EVs. We also will encourage more innovation happening in this space. So therefore, whenever the event happens in the next few months, or at the end of this year, or possibly the first quarter of next year, we will also be hosting an EV summit. It would be a 3-day event. So we would also want to bring in all the leading EV players in the world to Hyderabad. We would want to interact with them, understand from them, and what are all the technological changes, all the charging infrastructure companies that are there in the world. We would want to we would want to bring them to Hyderabad, Telangana, understand exactly how Telangana can play an important role in making sure India also gets really on the fast track to EV revolution. Hyderabad is one of the fastest growing cities in India and is also rated by JLL as the most dynamic city in the world. It continues to remain among one of the most livable cities in India. In fact, Mercer has been rating Hyderabad as the most livable city in India among the living standards last 5 years in a row as the #1 city in India. Now it continues to build on its infrastructure. We continue to add more road infrastructure. We continue to add more urban infrastructure under a very ambitious program run by the government of Telangana called as the Strategic Road Development Program. We also have world-class convention facilities in the form of HICC, and we also are in fact a huge, truly cosmopolitan city where the north meets the south and where the entire world actually comes to a confluence point. Our government in fact has ensured that if you really have to live up to the billing of a global city, we also need to be able to assimilate cultures. We also need to be able to add to the social infrastructure. We've also made sure that not just the rich heritage and history of Hyderabad, but also the new age vibe that comes with modern industries such as information technology and others are also truly blended in with the wonderful rich heritage and culture of the past. We also in fact believe very strongly that with Formula E coming to Hyderabad, we will be one of the most electrified states in the country in terms of mobility. And we also have a lot of plans for mobility. In fact, we are working with several large automobile manufacturers and others to set up a mobility cluster in Hyderabad, about which in fact I'll be disclosing more in days to come. We want to make sure that EV adoption becomes easier. We also want to make sure that the charging infrastructure companies come in, work with TAs Redco and others to ensure that the people of Hyderabad, Telangana are given better access to EVs. And we also want to ensure, more importantly, that we create a manufacturing ecosystem for electric vehicles in Telangana. Toward that, in fact, we already have received a great deal of interest from several electric vehicle manufacturers. We have 2 industrial parks which are dedicated toward this, one in a place called Sitarampur in Shabad and another one in Divitipalli. We also are, in fact, going to be home to about 4 electric bus manufacturers who will start their factory construction soon. And we also are, in fact, now in discussions with 3 cell manufacturing companies, and we are going to also announce those plans very soon. We want to ensure that the manufacturers who are interested in, lithium-ion battery manufacturing and cell manufacturing are also given encouragement. And we also would like to encourage battery recycling plants because that is going to become a necessary industry in future to fit into our overall vision to reduce carbon emissions. Now, once again, without boring you with more details, Formula E racing in Hyderabad is the right fit, in my humble opinion, to become, for Hyderabad to position itself as an EV hub in India, and it is a feather in our cap. I believe that Formula E is more than a race. It's not just about 24 cars racing each other. It is a perfect union of future technologies, sustainability, and most importantly, spirit of innovation. It is a significant medium to spread awareness about electric mobility in our country. It shall spur the spirit of racing towards an electric future, shall capture the imagination of our youngsters, new industrialized future, new decarbonized future, a better future, and we are excited to be a part of this wonderful initiative. Once again, I thank Alberto, Dilbag, Kiran, and the entire team, and I thank the entire media fraternity and everybody in attendance here also for encouraging and supporting us. Thank you. Jai Telangana.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I now request Dr. S.K. Sharma, Additional Director, EV and Energy Storage Systems, Government of Telangana, to please give the vote of thanks.
At the outset, on behalf of Government of Telangana, I would like to thank the Formula E team for making the event happen. I'd also like to thank team from Mahindra Racing for facilitating the Formula E coming to Telangana, and also Mr. Kiran Gawada for the efforts he has put in towards this. Thanks are also due to Greenco leadership for their unstinted support. We also thank Mr. Akhil and Mega leadership for supporting us, and members of press deserve our gratitude along with our guests and people of Telangana. Last but most importantly, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for his guidance and leadership in making this summit a success. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much to all the dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. I'm Shivani Sen, wishing all of you a wonderful day and a racy year ahead. Please join us for lunch in Hyder Mahal. The way towards Hyder Mahal is from the back of the hall. Thank you.
Trying to predict